Hey everybody, welcome back. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about some knives that I recently found on Amazon by a company I didn't know much about. Now maybe you have heard of Eafengrow before, but I had just recently discovered them. They make a lot of knives, and if you look on Amazon, you'll find a ton of them. Many of them are about this same size and weight. Most of them that I've seen claim to be D2 steel and G10 scales, and that's partly what really interested me in them. The other thing is the price point. Now, these three knives that I'm going to show you today are all $25 and less. Many of their knives are in the $20 to $30 price range. They do have a few more that are a little more expensive, but very much a budget-minded knife. Now, at this price point, it's hard to believe that these would be D2 steel, and I have seen some reviews of people who tested other Eafengrow knives and found that that was not true. Some people say that they're made by Gonzo. I have a Gonzo knife here. This is the Gonzo 704, and you can see right there it says 440C, and it's probably likely that if they are made by Gonzo that they're 440C, or some people have suggested they might be 8CR 13 MOV. Regardless, I haven't really used these in hard use yet, so it's hard for me to say how well they're going to hold up, but my first impressions are that they're pretty good, even if it is an 8CR 13 MOV steel or something similar. This is a Chinese company, Chinese produced, and so it's always hard to know for sure. However, they do seem to be well constructed, and they all came shaving sharp. I was able to take hair off my arms. So the first one that I got was this one right here. And this one is the EF81. And so the EF81 is, again, G10, solid liners, no skeletonizing there. It's got a nice pocket clip. The other thing that you'll notice right away is it's got two protrusions here. These are actually a hilt of sorts, and it really has a nice detent. These are a little bit heavier than many people would carry. This one is a little over 4 ounces, I believe, maybe close to 4.5. The last one I'm going to show you is about 3.7 or 3.8. But this one, again, all three flipper design, liner lock. This one pops open with authority, and check out that blade shape. This is kind of a spear point, almost a dagger style. It is only sharpened on the one edge. Of course, if both edges were sharpened, that if this one was sharpened, it would be dangerous when it's folded, but really flips open with authority. All three of these knives, again, liner lock, pass-through design, and claim to be D2 steel, and also all on ball bearings and the pivot. So quick, smooth, snaps open with authority. Now, I had problems with this particular knife in that there seemed to be a little bit of quality control issues, and when I smacked the spine on this, and I always think it's a good idea when you get a new knife, especially something that you might use for heavy duty or heavy use, that you test the lockup. So I put a glove on and smacked the spine on the workbench, and I was able to defeat the liner lock. It did not match up well, and so I thought maybe I could fix it. I took a file to it and tried to change the shape, and what happened was I buggered it up even more. It's worse now than it was before, and you'll see that. So it's locked up there. You can see it's got a good amount of lockup, and if I tap even on this box, I can defeat it. And so that's my mistake. I don't recommend that you do that, and I did order another one because I so want to like this knife that I thought I'd give it another try. The other neat thing about this one, somebody pointed out to me that on an Emerson Wave, this is the Kershaw collaboration, and so it's not a true Emerson, but it is an Emerson design, and it's got the Emerson hook right there. And if you put this in your pocket, when you pull it out of your pocket and pull it to the rear a little bit, this hook catches the edge of your pocket and flips the blade out, deploys it really, really quick. Some say an Emerson Wave is even quicker than a switchblade because by the time you pull it out of your pocket, it's already deployed. So somebody pointed out that this bottom flipper here would work in that way possibly as well, and in fact it does. When I put this knife in my pocket and pull it back as I deploy it, it does flip out, and it is quick and with authority. Again, if it locked up solid, this would be just an excellent knife. Beefy, feels good in the hand, and just, you know, a lot of protection with that guard there too, and just a good knife. But again, I can't trust this one any longer the way it is. So the second one that I got was this one here, and this is the EF223. You know, great name, and good looking knife. This one's black on black. Again, the scales have a little bit of contouring to them, both back here by the lanyard hole and on the edges. I should mention too that all three of these knives are only clip or only point up or tip up and only right-handed carry. And you can see the pocket clip on this one, not really deep carry, but very adequate. You can see here the claim of D2 steel, and again a flipper. Nothing really to mention. There is no jimping, although it looks like there may be here. That's just cuts in the scale. It's functionally none, and it flips open. Now look at that blade shape. Flat ground with a swedge there on the top, a little bit of a drop point, I guess, or I'm not sure what shape you'd call that, but beautiful shape. Really nice knife. Again, no jimping, but it locks in the hand really well. So feels good in the hand. You get a good solid grip on it. I don't think that the lack of jimping really matters a whole lot with this particular knife. I really like it. It flips open with real authority. Again, ball bearings, smooth, solid knife. Again, pass-through design, some pillars in there to make the standoff. It is liner locked, and just quality. Good knife. Really like this one a lot. So again, these are all a little bit heavy for a lot of folks and a little bit thick. I'll put the links to these knives in the description below so that you can check them out for yourself. I don't remember the exact measurements and so forth. But I was thinking these are pretty good quality knives, and whether they're D2 or not, I do appreciate the quality that's there, and they came razor sharp. And then I found this one, and they all come in a box similar to this in just a plastic bag. And this one is the EF910. Now, this one is a little more expensive, so hang on to your pocketbook. This one came in at $24.99 on Amazon. Yeah, I know. But again, just a great quality knife. This one is a little bit lighter than the others in this size because it's drilled all the way through the scales and the liners. This one has a deep pocket carry clip. Strong. I don't expect there to be any problems with that at all. The scales have a bit of contouring, so they give a nice shape. It feels great in the hand. Some jimping on the spine of the blade there, and jimping, albeit a bit crude, on the flipper. It does help with purchase. Again, claims to be D2, as you can see there. This one is a bit of a polished blade, and check this out. Good D10 again, and it flips out with authority, and check out that blade shape. So this one's more of a high polished look, and it's got a hole kind of reminiscent of Spyderco, I suppose. A lot of these knives are modeled after other knives. Some might even say they're ripped right off as far as design goes. I can't speak to that, and I can't say which ones these are modeled after, if they are, but I do like this. And it's got a little bit of some lines here on the scales, mostly for aesthetics, but here you can see how they're drilled all the way through, lightens the knife up, and it also increases the grip a bit. So this edge is, or this face of the scale is got some texture to it, and that does give some increased grip, but then also when you squeeze onto this scale, those holes give you some increased grip as well. There's that jimping. Again, really feels locked in and solid in my hand. You can see the swedge really doesn't decrease the thickness of the blade a whole lot there on the spine, but it does some, and it really gives it a neat look to it as well. The other interesting thing about this one, again, liner lock, but this liner actually has a bit of contouring where you put your thumb. You can see it, there's a good lock up there too. This one I've not been able to defeat the lock by smacking the spine, but this contouring really feels nice on your thumb. So as you push it over, there's no sharp edges, no discomfort at all. And I really like this knife a lot. So this one, so far, out of all of the Eafengrow knives that I have, which are just 3 at this point, I have 1 more on the way. This one is my favorite for EDC, or a medium duty pocket knife. Just flips open with such authority and strength, and I really like how it feels. So again, at this price point, many of their knives are in the $30 or less price range. They've got quite a catalog at the $19.99 price range. So if you look for these on Amazon and you can get it with Prime free shipping, it's hard to say no to a knife like this. So check them out for yourself. These are not the same as a $200 knife by far, but I do think they're a great bargain. Probably the #1 bargain that I've found on Amazon so far, and you probably are familiar with this, but this is the Sanrenmu 7010, and this thing is so smooth. It's got some fingerprints on it, but again, this one is modeled after a Sebenza frame lock, and it is on phosphor bronze bushings, I believe. Just super quick, thin, a little chunky for its size, but that's because it's solid stainless steel. This one is just a really great knife, and if you were to take off that pocket clip, it'd be super small in your pocket. This one I really do like. However, it is only tip down carry right hand. There's no reversing or changing clip. I prefer tip up right hand. I would love to have a ambidextrous knife like this as well. This has been my everyday carry for a long time. This is the Rat 2 in AUS 8. Ontario does offer the Rat in a D2 option, both for the Rat 2 and the original Rat 1. And I have its big brother here, and you can tell that I tend to gravitate towards very plain looking knives. Black handles is just kind of my default, but I do like some colors, and that should be mentioned too, that many of these Eafengrows come in a variety of colors. Almost every knife that I've seen, it comes in at least a couple colors, and some of them in just a rainbow. So if that's something that kind of trips your trigger, certainly check that out. And by size comparison here, again, you can see the Rat 1, the Rat 2, and here's the Eafengrow. These are all in about the 8-inch length range, and the blades are all about 3.5, 3.25. So just by comparison, if you're used to carrying a Rat 1, this will not feel big to you or heavy to you at all. If you are more likely to carry the Rat 2, these might feel a little bit big, but they're just excellent knives. So again, just for size, here you can see, and they're all of these Eafengrows are real similar in size, as many in their catalog are about this size. So anyway, I hope that gives you a little bit more about these knives, especially this one here, the 910. I didn't see much online, certainly not much in the way of review of the 910, and I wanted to share my first thoughts. As I said, I have not used these extensively or in hard use, so I cannot say how well they'll hold up, but my initial impression are that they're really a great value. So check them out, have some fun with this. Of course, that's a big reason why a lot of us get into these. My inner 12-year-old comes out when I see a knife like this, and I just got to try it out. So hey, thanks again, guys, for checking out the video. Hopefully I helped you out in some way. And if you're so inclined, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. I certainly appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time.